Guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome here to my lifted Mitsubishi Delica L400. So in today's video guys, just doing a couple small things. As you can tell, I've got a theme going on here with the van, which is white on black. Everything I've painted black so far. These mirror covers are standing out like a sore thumb and it's really bugging me. So today we're gonna get these off and we're gonna paint them black. We're also gonna hop inside. If you guys watched my video a couple weeks ago, you watched me put in that new double din touchscreen media center there. Well, there's a couple of things that come with that, like a backup camera as well as a steering wheel control. So we're gonna hop inside today, guys. We're gonna wire in the new backup camera as well as that steering wheel control. No time like the present. Let's get right into it. So jumping right into getting these mirror covers off here. Let's do a little how-to in case you're wondering. Maybe you have the same or whatever. The mirror has to come out first before you get the cover off. And the way to get the mirror out is there's one screw right here that holds the whole thing in. It's one Phillips screw. So go ahead and take that out now and you'll watch the whole mirror will fall right out. And just like that, the mirror's out. Now in here there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, the same kind of screw. It's gonna hold the cover off. So go ahead and get those off now. So you gotta take the internal trim piece off here. There's 3 pin connectors in here. They just slide right out. Make sure you make note of where they go when you put it back together. As you can see, I had to go ahead and take pretty much the entire mirror off. I would have assumed that this chrome piece would have just popped off this black piece here, seeing that it's so, like, it's super loose, but it's attached here, I think by glue, and I don't want to break it, so whatever. We'll go ahead and just paint the piece like this. I'm going to hop to this side now, get the other mirror off, and then we'll hop into the garage and we'll get some coats of paint on these. Set up in the garage here with the mirror covers. So these are really smooth and nice and good to go, but I am going to hit them with a high grit sandpaper, like a 600 to 1000 grit, because I don't want to have any deep scratches in it when I go to paint it. Clean any of the rough edges or whatever. We'll go ahead, we'll clean it with some alcohol, and then we're just going to spray them black, guys. I'm not going to go into detail about that. It's pretty straightforward. So I went ahead and got these all sanded down. Next step is to clean this up, get all the fingerprints and grease off it, and then to start bombing with the paint, guys. So let's get a couple coats on these things, then we'll check back in and we'll see how they're looking. So I'm going to talk about the paint a little bit. You could use whatever you wanted to, I think, for this Trem Clad, Rust-Oleum, all those other paints. I did pick up some flat black automotive spray paint though, in hopes that it might last a bit longer, it might be a bit tougher, being that it's actual automotive paint. So I have no idea. It could be horrible. The only way we're going to find out is getting a couple coats on here. So I'm going to shake this up, get to spraying, and we'll check back in, and we'll see how these chrome mirrors are looking. Alrighty guys, there you go. Looking pretty good. That certified paint is junk. The can itself, the spray, everything, right from the beginning, it just blotted out paint on it, and you can see them underneath the coat. I'm not going to worry too much about it though, because they are mirror covers, and if I'm out in the bush, they're going to get scratched up, whatever. I just didn't want them to be chrome anymore, and they look a whole lot better, even though there are some minor imperfections in the paint. We're not going to worry about it though. Anyways, guys, let's let this sit in here for a couple hours and dry up before we put them back on the Delica. But let's head outside now, and we'll have a look at this backup camera, as well as the steering wheel control module that came with the double din media player. So we'll see you guys outside. So moving right along here, hopping inside the Delica. And if you follow my channel, you know a couple weeks ago I installed this auto double din touchscreen Android media center for the Delica, because the old stereo, obviously, they don't work here in North America. Now, Auto has a couple of proprietary things that go along with this, like a backup camera as well as a steering wheel control module. So the first thing is the steering wheel control module. And all it is sort of like a watch that's going to go here, and it's going to get strapped around the steering wheel. And so that when I'm driving, I can go ahead and change songs and stuff. Now, there's a reason why every car from 2004 on basically has steering wheel controls. It's because it's super easy and convenient. Even reaching over to try and fumble, if it's right here when you're driving, it makes things so much easier. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. This is what plugs into the back of the unit here. and then obviously it sends a Bluetooth or wireless connection out. And then the band itself takes a little battery, and so I'll be curious to see how long that battery lasts and how well that works. So that's the first thing we're going to do. The second thing we're going to do is a backup camera. And so again, this is auto proprietary for this unit. And this just mounts on your license plate. And then of course there's all the connections that we'll go over. You have to find your reverse circuit so that when you go into reverse, it triggers the camera. But we'll go over that afterwards anyways. These are both 30 bucks each, guys, really cheap. And I figured make some good content. And you know, to be honest with you, when I'm backing up, it's gonna be nice to be able to see what's behind me. The van is pretty big, and sometimes I'm limited for vision. So we'll go ahead and get set up. First thing we gotta do though is we gotta take everything back out of here again and remove the head unit so we can get to the back of it. And then we gotta look at how we're gonna run our wires to the back of the van. So no time like the present, guys. Let's get into it. Okay. Alrighty guys, it's the next morning and I spent all the rest of last night looking for how best to get the wire for our backup camera ran from inside the cab here to where the camera is at the back bumper. But I think I got it, so I'll get you guys set up now and I'll show you what I think we're gonna do. We're gonna go behind, through the firewall, and then we're gonna go underneath the van. So we'll get this wire ran and get this camera going. So I'm up underneath where my pedals are here. And if you see that hole with what looks like a black rubber square in it, well, that's a spare grommet that I found. And we're gonna go under the engine bay now and see if we can pull that out. And hopefully the hole is big enough for us to get our wire through. So let's go have a look. Up underneath the van now, so we know what the mission is. We got to get the wire from up here at the driver's side all the way to the back bumper. Now you can do that however you want to. A couple things to make note of though: there's heat under here from the exhaust, there's moving parts, obviously suspension, drive shafts, things like that, and then there's elements like from the road. So you can do this however you want to, but I'm going to go and try and find the path of least resistance. I'm going to follow existing infrastructure and try and zap to that. If you're going to go through metal joints or like a metal hole, try and put some tape around the wire, because any movement over time is going to rub that jacket off and you're going to get a short on the wire. So a couple things to make note of though. Basic rules apply for running wires here, guys. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this yet, so I'll get the wire ran and we'll catch back up and I'll show you guys what I come up with. There's lots of room under here though, so I think we're going to be okay. Anyways, let's get to it. Okay guys, so here's the problem. I had my wife come out and put the vehicle in reverse and park, and reverse and park, and I'm sitting here and I'm pinning these out and I'm like, everything is closed. Everything's closed circuit. So I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Like, there shouldn't be power going to the reverse light. That isn't the reverse light, is it though, guys? Where's the reverse light on Delica? Right here. Right there. So that means that the circuit I have to make is inside the door. So now, in order to make this video work and to keep on going with this, there's only one thing that I can do. I can either grab the harness for this and cut it right here. Or I can fish a wire up here, up to here, and back down to here, which I think I'm gonna do so that I can just make my connection right down here at the harness connection. Anyways, I'm an absolute idiot. This whole time I thought that was the reverse light. I had the back open. I wasn't even thinking that the reverse light's on the actual lift gate itself. So all that work was really for nothing. Although not really, because I'm gonna have to go from here up to here, and I've already got that halfway done. So, all right, let's keep going, guys. Thing's so bloody loud. All right, good luck. Yes. Yes. Holy smokes, guys. All right, I've been just struggling with this one today. So I had my wife come out and we were trying to figure out the circuit and everything, and all of a sudden the turn signals weren't working. And I was like, what is going on? You have to have the hazard light plugged in order for your turn signal to work, because obviously that completes the circuit. Anyways, we got it all figured out. As you can see, the wire is coming from the ground, from the bottom of the van, up here, through this, down here, and making connection with our reverse light finally. So everything's all done, soldered, and good to go. Now we're gonna head up to the front, make our solder connections up there, and then put everything back, and hopefully it works. It's been a long day. So as you can see, just finishing up the wiring harness here. So I've located the wire that we were missing. This is it even says rear camera positive on it. And then this is the wire that we just ran here. The next thing I'm gonna do is make this connection here, and then once we plug this in and power it up, should work. Fingers crossed. Okay. So my phone died there, and while it was charging, I figured I'd just go ahead and throw the mirrors back on, and I think they look way better than they did when they were chrome. It just fits the whole theme of the van way better, I think. So last but not least, guys, let's finally get this thing temporarily plugged back in, start the van up, throw it in reverse, and see if we get an image on the screen from the backup camera. Please let there be an image on the screen. All right, let's do it. So right here it says SW whatever the hell. So this is where the module plugs in for the steering wheel control, so don't forget to put that on. Now let's go ahead and plug this in here. Rear camera in, and then we got this. Needs to go over here. Put that afterwards. All right, this moment of truth. Let's put it in reverse. Alrighty, obviously the image is flipped, but we went in reverse, it works. Go back to park, go back to that. Awesome. Oh, you know, I didn't try though, the steering wheel control. So let's do that real quick here. Okay guys, I hope you can see the steering wheel from there. So I have to cut this off and trim it, but I just temporarily put this here, and you can see, I can't play the song for copyright reasons, but you can see it's playing here. So I'll go ahead and press the button. All right, see if the volume works. Oh, look at that click wheel for volume. Copyright, copyright, copyright. So that is a success for the backup camera as well as the steering wheel control here. So now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna button everything back up. Alrighty, we're losing daylight by the second. It's getting on into the evening now. As you can see, everything's finished and buttoned up now. The camera in the back looks good. You can barely even notice that it's there. So that's going to come in handy when I'm backing up in tight spaces and things like that, or out in the bush or whatever. So I'm really pleased with the way that turned out, and I'm just happy that it worked in the end. I really didn't think those lights were on the back hatch. I completely brain farted there, and it took a lot longer than I thought. You know, as well as the mirrors, like I had this in my head, I had envisioned how the mirrors were supposed to work, but they were completely different, and ended up having to take the whole mirror off to paint it. But that's just life, guys. Nothing ever works out like you think it's going to, but at the end it turned out just fine, so I'm very pleased and very happy. I hope you enjoy these work on the Delica videos, sort of picking up these little projects here and there on the van. There's a lot more to do in the future, guys, and you know, I plan on taking you along with me. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and as always, guys, take it easy, and until the next time, cheers.